G'day, this is Captainoob, and this is an M1A rifle, also known as what I believe to be a Springfield. It's a pretty decent looking rifle. Obviously the meshes and textures on this are looking very, very high quality, but this thing can be modified quite a lot. It's also got custom sounds and animations to go along with it too, so definitely a very high quality weapon mod. Let's go ahead and chuck some attachments on. We can do the best damage with the advanced receiver here, going from 90 on the standard to 156, which is not too bad at all. As you can tell, it changes a lot of stuff what you can't see, which is kind of interesting actually. I'm not sure why they'd keep it as is. Maybe it's true to the actual form of the weapon, but that honestly, that's just more stuff for the I guess the game to draw in. So, you know, performance wise not very efficient, but at least attention to details there, right? Anyway, so going over the barrels, we can improve this thing's range and improve its recoil control. If we chuck on the vented barrel, and the accuracy will go up as well, because, well, it'll make sense. More barrel means the bullet flies straighter for a bit, helps the gunpowder burn a little bit longer, keeps the weapon firing at a nice high velocity, and we can chuck some sights on. You can make use out of this rail at the front, or if you want to put it right over the feeding mechanism here, you can chuck on a rail there. Go from reflex sights to scopes on this. We'll go for a scope on this, why not? Although I'm tempted by the EOTechs here because I like EOTechs. Maybe we'll chuck on that on a different rifle, but can I actually see the mounting here? No, maybe you have to add that coming back, but we'll chuck on the ACOG because that's a cool American scope, and we can chuck a suppressor on here if we want. That'll increase our damage thanks to Ace Operator. Possibly the mod is not, you know, concerned about the balance of this, but 196 damage is definitely a lot better. And if I can find out where exactly I've got the rail mounting on, because I don't know, maybe it's just supposed to be held there by sheer willpower. I was expecting one of those Russian style AK sort of tactical rails, but maybe I don't really know what I'm talking about. Go for a recoil compensating stock. They'll just add a pad there. That's kind of cool, I guess. Exceptional recoil, it says. I'll take your word for it. And a quick eject extended mag increases reload speed and ammo capacity. Very, very nice. And we can chuck on a laser sight or a flashlight on the right rail or the left if you want. You can do double laser sights. Can I do that? I want to see if I can do that. I'm doing it. Awesome. Double the accuracy, right? I doubt there's actually any statistical benefits for doing that. You can turn them on and off if you want. I imagine the same as for the flashlight. We'll just check that out. Maybe it's toggled by the Pip-Boy light instead. So, yeah, that's kind of cool. You can change them on and off. And you got a material, you can change the colors of it. We'll keep this as standard for now, but I'm liking the wood color. I'll definitely chuck that on a different Springfield. And if the damage isn't quite doing it for you, you've got a slider here going from 0 to 99%. So if you are playing on big boy, very hard difficulty like me, and you don't want enemies to be super tanky and bullet spongy, I definitely do recommend this. But you know what? Almost getting 200 damage, we could be okay. Especially if we're getting sneak criticals. But here's my Springfield, tricked up to be somewhat abominable with the double laser sight and ACOG, but I like it. Very cool customization. I'll create another and I'll see you where we usually shoot things. Alrighty, we're back in Fallout 4 once again. Feels good to be back because we've got mod weapons. The double laser sight is interesting. It's slightly off center, which may annoy some of you, but oh well, it is what it is. But anyways, you saw it in first person, looking pretty good in third person too. The animations line up really well. None of this clipping going on here, which is good. And here is my unsuppressed one. This one's got the EOTech on the front of it. I didn't utilize the non-existent rail system. Oh, it is there. I didn't notice it. Anyways, let's hope this laser sight, this double laser sight matrix doesn't mess up my stealth too much. Oh, looks like they're already on the move. That's okay. We'll get going, and we'll go as long as we can with this stealth setup, and then we get detected. And then it's game on now. Let's see how we do without the use of the suppressor. Although I did bump up this damage to be on par with the Ace Operator suppressed one, so we're getting about the same damage, but this thing is more loud and proud and more suited to the close quarters since it's got a reflex sight, or a holographic sight, sorry. My terminology seems to have failed me here. Unnecessary reload number one. We can do this though. Take that. I rarely actually show off bash damage because I've never actually had to bash ever. Like, at least back when I was playing Fallout 4 on console PS4, it was actually I don't know, I added my muscle memory to actually gun bash things, but I don't do that in Fallout 4. But yeah, some of the weapon mods do have custom bash animations, which I usually look over, but yeah, there it is. Anyways, looks like the only thing that is actually aggroed to us right now is this gunner, which is a baby one. If only we could hit him in the first shot. We're back into sneaky now. Means we're getting a 4.4 times multiplier, which is helpful. Can't exactly one-shot those guys. I think we're in range, though. Maybe I should actually invest in some unyielding armor. Run it bloodied just for the bonuses, but here's what we can do. We can use that, because I want to make the game aim for me. Go for a critical. Seem to do pretty good. Let's go for more VATs against you. Let's spam some criticals in Captain Bridget's way. Don't feel bad for it, it's just the synth version. You can actually use it as a good point to examine what the animations look like in third person. Doesn't seem to be kicking a lot. Oh, there it goes. It's fine. Anyways, we'll keep on going before she gets us with a wretched damage over time gun. Yeah, that can go in my inventory now. Sometimes these cheeky gunners pick it up and start shooting me with it, which is, you know, fair play, clever for them to pick up a broken weapon to use against me, but not today. I prevented that stuff from happening. So as you can tell, it's doing a decent amount of damage. The animations are okay. A little bit jumpy. It's kind of hard to, you know, hammer the trigger, which I guess it would be in real life too, but you can really tell how much it bounces around when you've got the little square in the center of the screen, which is what I was watching just then, you know, centering your aim. But there you go. Well, we'll go over to the reflex sight one without the suppressor. Do a little bit of aiming in third person. Why not, eh? Definitely liking the sound better unsuppressed, even though the objective performance benefits out of the suppressor definitely benefit us more than having a cool sounding gun, but whatever. We're done here. It performed pretty well, actually. I'm not too, yeah, being on very hard difficulty where we're getting the half damage penalty, it seemed to do alright, because you gotta remember that everything's bullet spongy in Fallout 4, because Bethesda do difficulty just perfectly. Okay, time to run the gauntlet. We can actually make use of our scope out here. Let's just, you know, switch to the one with the scope. There's the end game target there. There's Gerald. Oh my god, look at that bobbing. That's... it's strange. Everything's a little bit over the top with this mod, but that's okay. If the animations are nice to look at and if they're smooth, I've got no problems if they're a little bit jumpy all the time. See, I'm so used to fighting ghouls, super mutants, and other big things that my aim just goes to trash against everything. But so far, so good. We're doing the old Fallout 76 trick of just sneaking and killing everything. Although, it's a lot easier to stay sneaky in Fallout 76. Probably because I run unyielding armor and all of the benefits out of that. That being said, the sneak attack multipliers are massive in Fallout 4. So big. So that kind of balances it out a little bit. I bet Beck is so proud of her granddaughter, maybe great-granddaughter, fighting in Appalachia, punching things to death, including the Scorched Beast Queen, all by her lonesome. She's just... she's jealous. Not jealous. She's proud of what her great-granddaughter has been doing. Okay. The only one that I've actually didn't change the name of was Winter, which means that might just mean that she's just an entity that exists. She was sent into the future. They couldn't defeat her. The Scorched Beast Queen couldn't defeat her, so they just sent her into the future. Fallout 4. Luckily, all of the monsters are kind of the same. There's no giant bats flying around the Commonwealth. Give me sneak criticals, you mole. I think they're aggroed to something else. Or maybe the caution bar is a little bit too much. There it goes. Sometimes it's a little bit odd. It's far less consistent than it is in Fallout 76, that's for sure. Anyway, stop talking about that game. We're playing Fallout 4. Let's celebrate that. Yeah. I know there's a hell of a lot less people that actually watch my Fallout 4 videos as compared to my Fallout 76 stuff, but this is where it all began. Start playing Fallout 4 on Not PC, though. It took me a while to actually enlighten myself to the PC master race. I think the last nail in the coffin for that was... Nice bullet hell there. He's about as accurate as I am. Lucky him. Okay, so these guys are needlessly tanky, so I'm just nailing some headshots and bats. But I think the last nail in the coffin for me that made me move over to PC was PS4 getting no mod support. And I do mean no mod support. You can barely do anything. And I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm moving to something better. And I wasn't going to pick up another console because, well, I did better. I picked up a computer. And ironically, as I'm saying that, the thing fucking stutters. But that's okay. That's because I don't have it on an SSD. Unless a weapon is exceptionally powerful, we kind of just have to deal with these tanky-ass super mutants as they are, but we're making short work of them considering. It's not like we're in any danger of dying here because Fallout 4 kind of didn't stop scaling, so once you're at a certain level, you've got in excess of 1,000 health, so... You know, the only really big threat to us is these giant monsters, which do, you know, a little bit more damage than normal. In fact, this guy over here has about as many hit points as the Scorched Beast Queen, but he hasn't got that really cheap damage reduction perk about him. Now, I'm hoping this is an actual scope on this rather than just a reflex light, but since it's not, you know, teleporting into a TV vision when I aim down sights, I'm gonna guess that it's not actually keyworded as a scope. And I haven't seen any sniper knockdowns either, so unless we can keep ourselves nice and hidden with this, we're going to be in a lot of trouble. And what I might do here is just cheese a couple of easy shots. 2 for the price of 1 there. Man, Vats is slow. I think he's seen me. This is what I like about Fallout 76. No, he hasn't seen me just yet. The VATS is just so goddamn slow in this game. It slows the game down. And I get it's supposed to be all cinematic and blah blah blah. But I don't care. I like the pace better. Also, I think I missed a dude. AP's back. Might as well make use of it. See, that's much quicker if I'm not doing criticals. So much quicker. In terms of how I would be going in real time, I'd just be smashing him with DPS. But we have to wait in slow motion. Wonder if there's any mods out there to potentially speed it up. I've had a look out for a while, but it doesn't seem to be that way. So even when I'm nailing 4.4 times multipliers on these guys, it's taking so many hits to actually kill them. So many hits. Oh my god, I forgot what Courtney Taylor's voice sounded like. Yeah, all of my angels when I'm playing at them sounds like Courtney Taylor, which, you know, Bethesda knew what they were doing because she originally voiced Gloria Van Graff back in Fallout New Vegas, so it works for a black and white character as well. Not really for a Latino character. Sorry, Rain, but anyways, we're done here. Let's move on to one more monster. Okay, so we're in the picturesque sunrise outside of Revere Beach Station, and we're going to take out the Kraken. Now, it should be a relatively easy fight, provided we can stay in sneaking. I've noticed that as compared to a lot of the weapons in this game, this thing's DPS suffers quite a lot. I think if it were an automatic weapon with the same amount of bullets, we'd be doing a lot better, but we can't have everything, right? It's a Springfield, it's not supposed to be automatic. That being said, we've got him nice and mutated at this point, which, you know, if we can keep this up, that's good. Okay, there's just another crab over there. I can just see the silhouettes, but obviously the health bars floating above them are helping me significantly. Hopefully those watching at home can see them well. Yeah, the DPS on this thing, not spectacular. I might be able to finish this thing quicker with a Gauss rifle, provided I just shoot it in VATS all the time, but, you know, it's a high-tech energy weapon endgame stuff, but... You know, this probably isn't meant to be super endgame, but, you know, if you got it with the right perks, a stealth rifleman setup on this can definitely do you well. So, I think I'll leave it there. It's been a pretty good weapon to use. Honestly, I don't think it's strong enough to make it actually fun to use, because there's a couple of moments there where it was just kind of tanky, and there's... it's more of a problem of Fallout 4 in general, but... I need weapons that actually compete in very high difficulty, and this doesn't quite make it. But other than that, the aesthetics, the look and feel of the weapon are great. Very, very visually appealing. If you don't play on totally unfair difficulties, then this is a really good weapon model which I'd highly recommend. Thank you for watching, guys.